All right, Shalom. This is Shalimar from the Great Millstone, Atlanta Camp. Before I get started in this lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakha, Hakodash. Double honors to my elders and apostles, the Great Millstone that teach and rule well. Peace, love, and safety to the hopeful elect. All right, the title of this lesson is A Man Shall Desire to Go into a City and Shall Not Be Able. Or I may shorten that up, but basically this second Esdras 15 and 17. And I'm going to read it again. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. All right, so this I can't play the video because I might get a strike or the sound won't come out. So I just did a screenshot of this video that's on TikTok, and brother Abba Basham from down here in the Atlanta camp, he had shared this video, and it's basically Issachar. They're on the border building the wall, and he's basically telling somebody, whoever's recording, he was like, this wall is to keep people from coming into Mexico. All right, so it's to keep people from coming in. It's not keeping Mexicans from coming in into America. It's keeping Americans or Mexicans that's in America from going back to Mexico or entering in Mexico, period. Okay, and we already knew that. All right, it's going to be Coast Guard surrounding this whole place. People are going to try and leave. They're going to try and leave. Once this dollar collapses, America is going to be nothing. And it's happening fast. Look how fast BRICS is taking off. The currency that Russia and China and these other countries are currently using, and it's growing. It's growing fast, and that's crippling the American dollar. And the elders and the apostles and other men of Great Millstone that's been preaching this truth for 30, 20, 10 years, 15 years. All these times have been saying the same thing, and yet people still don't want to listen. If someone tells you something a long time ago and then it's happening today, wouldn't you want to listen to what else they got to say? So, people are they have too much pride in America. They have too much trust in America, thinking this place is going to bounce back, and it's not. As a matter of fact, verse 18 says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Okay, men are going to be very afraid. And these women, if men are going to be afraid, and they supposed to be the protectors, how do you think the women and children are going to be? A lot of these men gonna be committing suicide and killing their whole household. They're gonna think that's the only way out. Especially Esau Edom, the so-called white man. He can't deal with things like that very well. You got Edomites that's worth, $500,000, $1 million, or $100 million, and they don't work their whole life or did all kind of wickedness to get this money or whatever they did, and then all of a sudden it just collapsed and they don't have anything. They're gonna off themselves. Okay. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of lack of bread for the great tribulation. This is going to be a great tribulation. And the scriptures keep talking about how people are going to try and leave America. Or it doesn't say America because America is not mentioned, but it gives reference to this place that you call America, which is Babylon the Great, according to the scriptures. From there, let's go to Isaiah 13, because it says the people are going to try and go back to their own land. Okay, I'm just gonna go down a little bit. Okay, here it is. Actually, let me start at verse 13. It says, "Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger." This is the fierce anger that's coming upon uh, everyone that's on earth right now. The Lord is going to bring some things that has never been done. All right, and men are going to just turn to violence. People in general are going to turn to violence. It says, "And it shall be as the chase roe, as a sheep that no man taketh up." Yeah, people are going to be trying to run from this destruction, but you're not going to be able to. It says, "They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee everyone into his own land." Okay, that's going to happen before the major shutdown, when people start seeing this. Hey, this is not looking good, which is now. If I was a heathen, a Hamite, or a Moabite over here, or Ishmael or Elam, you so-called Africans, Chinese, Arabs, and East Indians, I would go back to my land. You got a better chance of dealing with Jacob's trouble over there than what's going to happen to America. I mean, a lot of people still gonna get destroyed, and these heathens are going into slavery. But what's about to happen to Babylon is going to be worse than any other place on earth. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through. Everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. So it's not time to be joined by these heathens. By the so-called white man, by the so-called Indian man, East Indian man. Okay, the so-called Chinese, the so-called Africans. It's not time to be joined with them. You're going to be thrust through, and you're going to fall by the sword. And I'm going to end with this last one. Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. "Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired, before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord Yahweh come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you." All right. So it's time to seek Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. Get away from these heathens. Get away from the people that you may have Israelites that don't know that they're Israelites, that don't want to hear it. Get away from people like that. Don't spend all your time with people like that. You got to gather yourselves together. The ones that wants together. And at the same time, you got these other camps still fighting over for nothing. Still being brute beasts. All right, now I'm not sure who's at fault or whatever, but if somebody come before you or your camp or whatever, and try and initiate violence, you can avoid it. But if it comes down to it, yeah, you may have to fight. But it's really not time for that. Someone is in the wrong. And the Lord is about to bring that judgment on you that are in the wrong. All right. So I pray that this is edifying. Hey, I pray that, the hopeful elect, hey, keep your faith. The Lord is going to take care of us in that time. And let's just sit back and watch the show begin. All right. Because it's beginning. Hey, here's a call right here. He said, hey, the America's about to collapse. America is collapsing. All right, so I'm going to end it by giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Double honor to my elders and apostles, a great millstone that teach and rule well, that taught us his truth. Peace, love, and safety to the hopeful elect, and abide the ball.